Hey guys, welcome back. I'm Epokk and today I've got another Dragon Quest Builders 2 build for you guys. So in my last video I showed you how I started creating a metropolis, so a big city, and I've kind of expanded it a little bit. Now I'm not finished, far from it, because it's a really big build, but I kind of wanted to share it with you guys. So let's just show you the map. So it has become a little bit bigger. Now I already showed you these three buildings in my last video and I will leave a link to those in the top right corner. So this is the Copper Bar, my version of it, the Italian restaurant with an apartment above it, and of course the bank. That's loosely based on the stock exchange. Now the other new buildings that came, more or less this little work in progress. I'm not really going to talk about it because I don't really have any idea what it is going to be. I'm just, building without really thinking about it and just kind of trying to find out, what kind of shapes I can come up with. Because we all have these closed buildings that are pretty much wall to wall, kind of really, looking for inspiration to make it very individual. And I also already started making a little bit of a ground plan. Now, as I'm talking, you probably are already wondering what this is. So this is pixel art. Now, I didn't create it myself, I'm going to be honest about it. I went to the notice board and I found a place I found a world of a guy called Isuko. I assume he's Asian, or at least it sounds like it. But anyway, he made a lot of pixel art, so I found him by just looking by the pixel art tag, and I found him. So this is pixel art I kind of just placed against this apartment building that I'm going to show in a minute. And, it's, I just wanted to break it, so I was thinking about maybe making this part between that wall, that low wall, and that building a park, and so that way we can have a little bit of graffiti on the wall. Now, don't mind Babs and Malrot, they know that I'm recording, so for that reason they're being really weird. So yeah, I tried to make some pixel art, but I really found it more difficult than I thought it would be. So let me just start with a grand tour. So quick mention, I started making a little bit of ground plan on how I want buildings to run. So I want the buildings to be back against back and create some kind of city blocks. So with this building and one of the same size against it, and this is gonna be a different building, and then normally you have 1 and 2 more buildings, and over here this one and another one. Now the apartment building is 2 buildings back to back, so for that reason it's a lot bigger. But before we start with that one, let's just start with this one. So in my last video I showed this, and I actually, I didn't go up a floor. Last time I didn't have any of the decorations yet, and yeah. So I wanted to make a kind of a clothing shop. For women and men. So here you can find some clothing racks. I find it really difficult to make. I really struggled a little bit. I didn't really have any ideas on how to make it, but I think they're kind of working pretty good. So I have 4 of each clothing, and then I used a little bit of the same system over here with these display blocks. So here we have some pants. It kind of looks like it's turned still, so you can turn around. And the same thing over here with the suit. Here in these little modern, whatever, you can find some shoes, and over here of course also. And here you have the cash register. I still need to place some shoes over here, but that's no problem. And a cash register, of course. Here you can just, here the person can stand whoever is selling. And over here you have a clothing boot. So these are very minimal. And over here we have a staircase towards the floor that isn't finished yet. So this is No, I'm just kind of trying to figure out how I want this to look from the outside. I kind of envisioned how the ground floor would be, but I never really got past that. So I'm still struggling a little bit with it, but you know, we'll figure it out. Now, the next building is something I was just trying out. It's kind of a combination of two things. So it's actually just one of the biggest, one of the oldest buildings that exists in Belgium, where I live. It has this part where the ground floor is smaller than the top floor. So the top floor actually kind of sticks out like here. So I kind of wanted to recreate that. And I also wanted it to look older, but it's also in ruins. So a lot of buildings now, I don't really go that much into the notice board and visit other worlds. I should do that a lot more to get a little bit more inspiration. But when I do, I always see those perfect little buildings, and you know, of course there's nothing wrong with it, but I just wanted to make something that's in ruins. So if we have this little, what is the English word for this? Place where the workers just climb up the ladders and just stand and, you know, work on the walls and the windows and stuff like that. I really wanted to create that. So we have one with 2 floors. And then just imported up windows that I did like in the haunted house and in the underground city I made. So when you enter, you see there is a giant hole in the roof, and everything just came crashing down. So we have some boards, some stones, some other stuff. We have some poles keeping up the floors and the ceilings and the roof and stuff like that. We have some cobwebs around. Some wooden crates that are, you know, pretty much broken. And then I also placed some of these other rocks between the adobe walls. And, you know, just to create a little contrast and saying like, this is pretty worn down. And then if you, where the hell is this? If it's raining, then you can just see the rain coming down. I have that little magic card somewhere in my inventory, but never mind. So, but if you want to go to the floor above, that's pretty difficult because the staircase is broken, so you can just walk on this ladder. And here you are. And here you have the middle part. Not so very interesting, but you know, can enter it if you want. And let's just go up one more. And here we have the obvious roof with a hole inside from above. Yeah, it's just something I really wanted to try. I was thinking about placing a big rock down there, or like a big clock bell. I don't know, but I think I'm just gonna leave it for now like this. If I maybe have completed the city or I'm close to completing it, I will maybe change it, make changes to the building. I don't know just yet, but for right now I'm very happy with it. Now, this building is my current pride and joy. I recently finished it, and I'm really happy with how it turned out. So this has 4 apartments. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yes, 4 apartments. It's 4 stories high, 5 stories, 4 with a roof. And there is so let me just give you the grand tour. Now let's just destroy this, so you can have a clear view. So yeah, I'm pretty cool, pretty happy with how it looks. So let's just go inside now. We have over here what's, you know, should be resembling a garage door, and over here you have underground parking. Just something I wanted to create. It's like very simple, it's basic. I haven't placed my buggy down here because I don't really see a point, but you know, it fits down here perfectly. I already tried. Now the slope, it's less straight than I would like to, but otherwise it would be way too steep down, so I kind of made this in steps. Now let's just enter the building. Now the building, I created first the outskirts, the outer part, based on the default size I want to make these buildings. So, and afterwards I just looked on how I'm going to decorate it on the inside, so please keep that in mind. Now we have this hallway. We are gonna see these bricks all over the building, but it's pretty much all based on that. Over here we have a laundry room. It was an idea I had from the very start. I saw this piece, these windows, and I just wanted to create a laundry room. Unfortunately can't dye it, so it's cold, but you know, it still works. And over here you can just place some stuff to fold that I forgot to place. So that way it kind of looks like, you know, people are folding stuff here. So now let's head into the first apartment. Now, I kind of made a mistake with this apartment building, and I'm going to explain it right from the get-go. So the thing is, normally I should really start creating buildings with a ceiling and a ground floor for each, with a ceiling and a floor. So a ceiling for the apartment below and the floor for the apartment above. I didn't with this part, and otherwise it would look really clunky. But in the future I'm gonna try to do that, because over here I had to make this little staircase to have some different kinds of floor in here. But yeah, so we have a kitchen that's very simple. We have a table, some places to sit, and over here we have a bunk bed and a little plush toy. And over here we have the bathroom with the toilet. It's very, close together, but kind of still works for me, because you have this kitchen area with a dining set, and you also have a seating area over here, and immediately bed, place to sleep, bedroom, and you have these little bars that are open, but so it kind of still feels like a big room, even though it's divided in multiple parts. But yeah. Now let's just go up this hallway. So the staircase actually isn't very, how should I say it, static. It actually moves around in the building like you wouldn't see with a standard apartment building. So try to look at it, how it moves. So here we can look outside. We placed some pot plants in the hallways. Now I removed the doors because I don't really want them all to be rooms, because I'm already pretty close to my room limit. So yeah. But the point is, I do really want to try to have the villagers live in there instead of in their temporary places, living spaces over there. So this one is a bit smaller but closer together. So we have over here a kitchen area, so with a dining part, with a dining set right next to it. I have these pans hanging from the ceiling, and of course we have some suction for the fire. And over here you have a place to sit with a coffee table. And if you move through, I'm really happy with how these windows turned out. Then you have the bedroom with a TV. So it's the first time I tried making a TV, and I'm pretty happy with how it turned out. Kinda looks cool. For me at least, when you look at it, you immediately see what it's supposed to be. Nice bed. Over here we have the bathroom. In this corner over here we have a changing area. And through here you can enter the terrace. It's very basic. So every apartment has this. All three of them, except for the ground floor, of course. So this is something you will see every time. Really happy with how this kitchen turned out. It's a little bit, close together, but I think it works. But let me know what you think in the comments down below, please. So we came up down the stair, we go up, and let's go to the next apartment. Now this is the, nature guys apartment. That's what I had in mind as a theme. So I kind of wanted to make the apartments a little bit different. So, and because I had to use a lot of this red brickwork between the sides throughout the entire building, I wanted to change it a little bit up. So I had these ladders and these lush leaves over here, and based on that I placed a lot of greenery around the apartment. So we have some more greens over here, a sort, and here we have a gigantic bed. It's probably not the bed you would expect in this area, but kind of works with the floorboard being brown, kind of fits in the shadows. And over here we have a kitchen. So the kitchen, pretty basic once again, suction over there and bookcase between them. And over here we have this train dining set. And some stuff they collected. Now here once again you're gonna see my problem with not placing, leaving enough space to place a ceiling and a ground floor tile, because in the bathroom, all the bathrooms have wood. Now in the shower I kind of sheeted and I placed these two tiles. Now I of course cut these two in half and we have a shower, but then the next time in my next builds I really want to try to think about this, so I can have different floors in the apartments without always having a staircase. So I really like how this gives actually just a place to place your towel, so it's very simple, but I'm kind of happy how it works. Just something very stupid and basic that probably everybody knows, but I just figured it out and I'm really happy about it. And some places to wash up. Over here we have a different toilet, and to the right over here we have some more greenery. Then below some plants on a terrace. And let's go up one more floor. Now this is a different apartment, and some of you might already know what it's supposed to be. So in my last video I had a little criminal activity shown placed inside the build, and I kind of wanted to do it the same. So I had some oh boy, what's the English word for this? So here they are growing some weed, some cannabis, some whatever you want to call it, in this apartment. And here you find some gardening tools, of course, and over here they're sleeping when they have to, when it's their shift, I assume, with a clock for whenever they need to do certain things, whatever you need to do. So I made this lighting rig. Now it is probably the easiest apartment, but I just really wanted to do something different with this apartment. I'm gonna be making a lot of apartments in this city because it's a city, of course. But yeah, so I kind of wanted to do something different. Over here we have the curtains closed, of course, because I assume they don't want anyone to see this. They do have a little bathroom, of course, and the kitchen over here, with a lot of bottles and place probably for fast food. And over here you have just an empty terrace with some utilities, utensils. I don't know, I didn't really have any ideas on what to place here, so I just placed this statue down here. Maybe they can call it the garden gnome or whatever. And then let's go to the next part, and that is the roof. Now this is the roof. I just wanted to have a big vantage point, something to watch over the city from. Maybe I'm gonna try to make this like a green roof, or place some plants around here, just a romantic table, or I don't know, I haven't figured it out just yet, but I will. So I'm still also kind of on the fence on how this graffiti looks in the place. No, I couldn't really work it inside the building because Otherwise you had to have this purple along the apartments, which really look bad. But at this point, I'm kind of sad I didn't, because otherwise those NPCs are going to keep standing on there for some reason. I'm still also thinking about making this a garden, or a park, city park, from this wall all the way over to the side. I'm still unsure about that. But I just do kind of want to have some graffiti. Otherwise this wouldn't work. Or maybe I can make this like a parking lot or a diner, like these mobile diners. I do want to have one in the city, but I'm not sure if I want to place them here or somewhere else. Yeah. And this, I was considering making this maybe a river, but then it probably has a little bit wider, and then I might end up losing a lot of space. I don't know. I'm not that far ahead, so right now I'm just gonna focus on this block, and afterwards I don't know yet. Anyway guys, that is the video. Let me know what you think about my build so far in the comments down below. If you have any ideas for more buildings, let me know please too. I'm always looking for ideas for buildings. And yeah guys, thanks for watching. I'll catch you next time.